it says start video. I don't want to do that, right?
Or yeah, that's what you want to do if you want to be on the camera. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys are doing it, right?
Yes. We are all on this thing. You can see us.
I know.
Come on in, sugar.
Well, why am I like that? I didn't. Oh, okay. I got to take that off. Oh, there we go. Ow. I'm here.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes. And perfect background. Perfect.
Yes. I love my my sisters in comedy.
I'm ready.
Ready.
I'm here.
Oh,
all right. Welcome. We live.
Oh, wow. Okay. I don't hear nothing.
In this parade, please wave your grade.
All right, welcome back to another episode of the Comedy Power Hour on KUAW 98.5, brought to you by the Music and More Foundation. We are live today from home. You understand, it's 2021. Why not have fun in your living room, right? Joining me today, I have some awesome guests. I'm very excited. And later in the episode, part of the usual, get to pick their brain about something super fascinating. So, I don't know what order to go in and what order y'all see them in per the usual, but welcome to the camera, Dwayne Duke.
Hello.
Yes. Hi. Hello. And then
thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming. And then Miss Joanna.
Joanna. They made 2 songs out to me, You had to do it twice.
Yes.
Thank you for having me. This is awesome. I see right now this is not going to be a power hour, maybe 45 minutes, 40 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. We did start a little late today. It's all good, though.
Yes, it is. It's all good.
If y'all see me shifting, I'm just shifting from screens to see what we're going to cover today. So normally I have topics and things that I want to get into, but however, y'all interview I just felt like was super important because it's that time of year again. It is festival season.
Amen. Show enough.
Yes. And we are in a whole new world, whole new ball game. And y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Of course, I'm talking about comedy festivals. Now, Dwayne is creator and founder of the Midwest Queer Comedy Festival, and Joanna Briley is the founder of the Black Women in Comedy Festival, which is out of New York.
Yes.
Now, what I like is these 2 comedy festivals are uniquely different. One being that it's a rotating comedy festival, so it moves from city to city. Whole different ball game. I know for you trying to do another festival in another city with different guidelines outside of wherever you're located. So today I wanted to pick you guys' brains on just comedy and the status quo. You are totally in 2 different worlds of comedy, in 2 different locations. I know you are in the Midwest, you're in the East Coast, and I see y'all opening back up a little bit.
Yes. March 18th. Yeah, they got the dirt on Cuomo. So whatever it was, they got on Cuomo. They done open shit up now. They done pull this coat. And they're like, all right. This is what we need from you. And now we're going to open shit up. And that's what I feel. I feel that's what it is.
Hold on, Joe. And I meant to tell you, no profanity. This is a family show. My bad.
Okay. Did I cuss?
Before we had another word, a bomb. Yes, that was
I didn't hear a thing.
I did not hear a thing. I didn't. Okay. But yeah, I'm excited about New York opening up, but I'm super nervous because of the smaller rooms.
Well, yes. Well, you know what? I'm securing spaces that, if we're allowed, right now we're allowed to have 100 people in a room. So the venue that I've used in the past, their capacity was like 225. So even if we go down to 75, per night, I'm looking for the V card, you know what I'm saying? People that have been vaccinated, get first dibs, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to play that, and, just guidelines, if we follow the protocol and the guidelines, everybody should be safe and secure. And I chose the month of June because we could do outside stuff. You know what I mean? It becomes a little too tricky, but overall, I'm happy that things are opening up. I'm still going to be cautious. I'm still going to be concerned about the general public. I mean, as always, if the numbers are continuing to go down, you have a little leeway. But the overall gist is to make sure the ladies that are performing are safe, the audience is safe, and we have a great festival.
Okay. So, Dwayne, have you looked into rescheduling your festival or started that process?
We are on our third reschedule.
Okay.
Yeah. Because originally it was like, last March I was like, things aren't looking great. Let's move it to May 2020. Then I was like, no, that's not going to happen. August 2020, May 21. And now the festival is scheduled for October of 2021 in Chicago.
Wow.
I am doing a hybrid festival, meaning we'll do as much in person as possible, but we're going to make things available online so that people who don't feel comfortable traveling or being in public just yet don't have to make the choice between being a part of the festival or risking, their own sanity just to have it. And also, there are people who are like, I'm not really comfortable right now. And they can still watch the show. They can still enjoy. They can still be exposed to new comedians and different acts and things like that. And give up that space for someone who is like, hey, I'm good with, if they're safe, I'm safe. I'm feeling good with this right now. So the name of the game for 21 is a hybrid festival.
Okay, I like. Well, you know what? It's similar too because I sent out an email to the performers that are not from New York City and the tri-state area, and I'm like, all right, who's willing? Who's coming to New York? Like right now, I need to know the numbers so that I can start planning accordingly. And everybody's like, yo, I'm coming. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. I didn't think, I thought it was going to be like, nah. Everybody's like, nah, I'm coming. I was like, okay. And we have like about 50 women, that was selected this year. So we also too, Dwayne, had to postpone. Our schedule was October 2020. Then we did February 2021. And June was the safer bet because of the outdoor possibilities. We're also going to have alternatives for online streaming. I have a new source, Bramble. Bramble is a new streaming service that is, we're doing a test run this Saturday with a show of ours just to see how fluid it is and, how it would look to do a show with them down in the festival when we have the festival. So if you're not doing anything, come and check it out. I can link you to them too, if because they're open right now. They're a new app, a new streaming service. What I like about it is they have avatars. So when you go in, it's like your avatar, and then there's different lounges and rooms that you can go to. You can have your people meet in this lounge area. Then you say, hey, I need y'all to go into the denim room. I need you to go into the freaky room or whatever. And you navigate, you move to the right or the left according to what room you're going into. They have DJs in there. So it looks kind of fun. So I thought I would give them a shot and see how, it'll look for the festival as well.
Yeah. So my festival, we've been doing monthly shows online.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been doing, originally it was only Zoom last year. And then this year, we incorporated Twitch.
Okay.
And I like Twitch because the show stays live on my Twitch stream for 14 days. So if you miss it,
cool.
Yeah, so if you miss it, you still get a chance to check it out afterwards, which is really fun. And, then I'm not super concerned about people bombing the Twitch or the Zoom stream.
Right, Zoom, right. I heard about that, yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't experience, but apparently that was a huge problem for, really big comedians in LA and New York who were like doing things and they're like, oh, I'm going to do it from my room. And then turns out their fan base and or people that had access to them, it was like, oh, I'm gonna pay $5 to act like a jerk today.
No, I've been hearing stories about people's like Zooms being hijacked and things.
Yeah.
I would have never thought we've gotten to this, but here we are.
Right.
I would.
So Twitch is safer than you're saying. Twitch is safer. Twitch
is pretty safe. I like it because it's free.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of that.
Even better.
But there's less audience participation with that. So like there's less that audience feedback, which is, I mean, anything you do virtually, you're gonna have that trade-off with how much do you want your audience participating versus what you can actually do and still put on a quality performance and still have everyone being able to be heard.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
So let me ask y'all, as moderators and creators of comedy festivals, I have always wanted to know this side of festivals. I'll ask you first, Dwayne. Do you have a panel, or is it you that are watching tons of submission videos, or do you have a panel or a group that does it? And have you ever dealt with any like feedback as far as when people are not submitted into the festival or did not make the cut? Do you have any like kickback or emails like, yo, bro, what's up? Why wasn't I invited to the party?
And I have a brand new story that I excited for. This just happened. So I've been running the festival since I don't know, 2017. The first one was in 2018. Every year I've had a panel of comedians who, people who I trust, who are bookers and working comics. It was like, hey, can you watch videos for me and score them? And then the last couple of years, like even before, like I score myself as well. I watch every single video that comes in just to make sure that, like, one, I'm getting a quality video. And I've emailed people like, hey, this video didn't work. Can you send us a new one? Just because I want to have the best talent available. I would hate to have missed out on an amazing comedian because they sent me a bad video. And like, yeah, some of that's on them, but like, I'm producing a show. Like, why wouldn't I go out of my way to get, like, this comes out of my pocket. Like, why wouldn't I go out of my way to make sure I'm getting the best for my money? I send out guidelines and deadlines, and I divide the videos pretty evenly amongst how many people I have watching videos, and I try to get like people of different backgrounds, in addition to all being queer people, like people of different backgrounds to like watch the videos. And then at the end of the day, like, I've watched every single video. I think maybe between 3 and 5 times each video. I watch like the first 3 minutes of each of them, it is a monumental undertaking, at the end of which I'm like, I don't want to be a comedian anymore, and I don't ever want to talk to another comedian But then you send out the acceptance emails and people are like super happy, and then you have to send out the rejection emails, which I hate. I truly try to take as many comics as possible. Like, I'm like, if I make every set 7 minutes 30 seconds, I can take 5 more comics to the festival. One comic in the first year harassed me for like a week and a half. They almost missed the submission deadline. They were like, why should I send you a video? My mentor says never do that. And they're like, he said specifically, was like, I don't identify as this. I'm just a comedian, but I'm also a drag queen. And I was like, okay, no one's checking. No one, like, are you funny? That's what I asked for. Cut to 2020 / 2021. They were arrested for storming the Capitol. They were just kicked out of their position as a member of the Texas GOP.
Oh no!
So things evolved.
This is a great story. Had no idea it was going this way.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have the screenshots and the messages, because I'm just like, you ever just screenshot something? You're just like, this is going to come up one day.
I've never done that, but wow. Oh, that is, I can't top nothing that you just said. I cannot top that.
That is intense. Well,
I know it is, because I remember the story. I remember hearing about this particular GOP getting kicked out. So I didn't know he was a comedian as well, or she.
They were. Comedian is a very strong term, and we won't be throwing it around that loosely. They were a person that were on stage a few times.
Okay, got it.
That is interesting. That
Nice.
is interesting. So, Joanna, the same for you. Do you have a team or panel?
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
Have you ever got any kickback from, not so? Okay.
Yes. So as you know, the festival was created quickly. I thought of the idea in 2018. We put it together for 2019. So the submissions were, I think we accepted about 30, 35. And one particular comedian who's now in the festival, who I've worked with since then, but she was a little, like, why didn't I get in? I'm this and I'm that. And I was like, well, it wasn't up to me. I had a committee of about, I think, 8 to 10 comics of all different levels in the game, which shout out to them because it was a lot. It was a lot to watch, and we had a scoring system as well. But, it was just one or two people that was just, a little upset because it was the first Black Women in Comedy Festival on the East Coast. And they just, wanted to be, a part of it. And one of them, I said to her face, I was like, your audio, your video was horrible. It was horrible. It was horrible. So, if like I know her, so I could have been like, okay, I'm gonna let her in. But if everyone else critiqued the video for what the video stood for, you can't let somebody in based on that, regardless of who you know. So I didn't want it to be one of those things where I'm like, all right, and being that it was East Coast, I knew most of the girls that the women that submitted, but I wanted to stay neutral. I watched them for me. I love watching stand-up. I love laughing. So I watched them just to know that we're getting, as Dwayne said, quality talent, and just to see who's coming in. A lot of the women I didn't know. It was just amazing to see that there were women that were like, oh my God, this is a Black Women in Comedy Festival. And as you know, Janelle, being a part of it, a phenomenal event.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was amazing. And so I'm just thankful that we get to do it again in whatever capacity, online, because we're going to do online, whatever. But I just want, if anybody's out there listening and you're submitting to a festival, please do not take it personal if you're not selected. Do not take it personal. There's so many factors in choosing comics and looking at video. One thing that I appreciate when a comic does when they submit their video, as soon as they get on stage, they take the mic and they put it behind them. They get the mic stand out of the way. To me, that says a lot about their level of stand-up, where they at, because when you keep the microphone in front of you, it blocks who you are. I can't see you. I see the microphone in the way. So that's a thing that I check off. The audio has to be great so we can hear you, and not submitting the best of your sets. Just send 1 5 to 7 minute, tape, and you'll be seen. But anything, right? Yeah, you can't have a whole like a clip here, a clip, and piece it together. That's not seeing who you are. We just need to see that you're funny, and that's it.
Don't send crowd work.
Don't send crowd work.
Well,
listen, I'm a crowd work comedian. I think, to me, crowd work is in the moment. Like, if you could riff and get into some good material right then and there, I love it. I love to see it. I haven't seen it on any of the submissions, but if people like to do crowd work, I'm not gonna. Well, I guess because I'm a crowd work queen.
I love crowd work, and I think when it's done well, it is done really well.
Right.
It is hard.
But you're right. That's true. I can't see you. I can't. You're right. As a submission, right? It's not, unless we're asking for it.
Get to the point early. It's okay to, like, if you taped 30 minutes, don't send me a 30-minute tape. Send me 3 minutes of that 30-minute tape and get to a joke within the first 30 seconds. Get to it early and hit hard.
Yeah. I don't, sometimes the storytelling, I don't have any kids, right? So all the comedians, they call me Mama Joe. And it's because I'm a softie. I'm like, I will listen to a story and then wait for the punchline, but that's why I have a committee. That's why I have a committee, because everybody would get in. You could get in, you could get in, you could get in, so I have a committee because I will let everybody in because I'm such a softie and I want everybody to win. So if somebody's not selected, it's because my committee said they're not ready or the tape was bad or whatever. So.
Okay.
Thankfully, so committees out there. Because I'm like, you paid, come to the festival.
Right.
And that's another thing too, because like I always look at submission fees, and where it's located, because you'll see like submissions will range from anywhere to free, 15 to 25, 50 to 100, depending on the festival or more. So I've always wondered how, those factors or how that submission fee is put together, but also as curators of a festival, when you see there's so many festivals out there, and as a comedian you have to kind of really pick and choose what festival is lucrative for you to attend. So how is it that you present your festival to people to let it know it's legit, and how do you feel like, what do you tell comedians to look for to let them know this is my festival is a great festival, or these sets of festivals are great festivals to attend because you will get, this out of it, or, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, versus some festivals that, are just money grabbers, money makers and takers?
Well, this is the first festival I've ever done. And as you know, the submission was $10 because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just made it low because I wanted women to be able to get in. I was like, I want to make it affordable. So I made it $10. And then at the end, everybody's like, what the hell did you do that for? Now you need money to run the festival. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that's how that worked. So a lot of the first year was out of pocket. Some of the committee members donated money. And we didn't get no sponsors. Like, to me, this is my passion project. This is my passion. I have a 9-to-5 job with benefits. You hear that, Baldy? Okay, so I got benefits. I got a pension. I just did it. And so this year's festival, we went up to $30. That's going to cover the headliners. And that's about it, because we got like 8 headliners this year, because I don't know how to say no. I don't know how to say no. But yeah,
that's a lot. Yeah.
So, but we're gonna make it work. $30 was this year. We had a lot of submissions, and we selected a lot of women this year, not knowing that COVID was coming. Okay, nobody knew COVID was coming this year. So, last year. I think 30, it was 25. I think it was 25, and it went up to 30. 25 to 30 is a decent range. Our festival, the first year, we had industry show up unannounced, which was great. We had someone, TV execs there. Coco Fresh was tapped to do laugh tracks, which she did.
Nice.
There was 3 or 4 other women that got Just for Laugh auditions, and other auditions and opportunities came from the festival. And it just let me know that, yes, Black women are needed. Black women need to be seen. Black women need a platform, so these industry people know that we exist. Because you see, it was not a monolith. It was so many different, diverse Black women with different stories. You didn't hear the same jokes, and that's what the people loved. The people that came and they left messages, they enjoyed the festival. We had sold out shows. So the Black Women in Comedy Festival is something that is definitely needed to let the industry know that we're here, we're not going anywhere, and you need to just keep coming. So this festival, we're going to have quite a few more industry people showing up. So if you look at the fact that it is a Black woman in Comedy Fest, you're going to get a diverse audience. So the producers, the execs, they need to show up. And so far, I got a hit with a few that are going to be there.
And
say it again.
I was going to say the location makes it perfect, Right,
New York, yes.
Yes. Like I can imagine, I totally think you guys would just have tons and tons of submissions based on the fact that it's in New York, because your opportunity to open up New York, to network in that way. And just because I think with every comic, your dream is to perform in New York.
Yes, it
but
is.
to even have that industry connection, it makes makes it a festival that is like, it definitely sells itself. I don't have to really go check to see if this is a scam per se.
Right. Well, you know me personally, and you was there the first year. I mean, I'm just saying, people that know me know Joe Briley and know what I've done for the community of comedy in New York City. It's that's my reputation. I build quality showcases. My first showcase, was Laugh Tracks. That was my brand. However, I didn't know, I wasn't savvy enough business-wise, so I lost it to the TV show. They came and swooped in and took my name because I didn't know about what's that called, trademark and stuff. So that's why during the festival we're gonna have panels and stuff about those things, because I was rocking Laugh Tracks for like 10 years, and then when the show came out, everybody, oh, that's your show. I was like, what show? It was like Laugh Track. I was like, oh, okay. Wow. So that's a lesson to, when you have a million ideas, things like that, don't really bother you. But I just know that you have to secure what you your brand and the things that you want. So you have to secure it. Even now, Black Women in Comedy Festival, guess what? There's a West Coast version, right? I didn't find that out till after we started the ball rolling on this side, which I think they're doing amazing work out there on the West Coast. So, just like the hip hop, there was a West Coast, East Coast brand. So, it's the same thing. But yeah, we all are creative, and it's just, when you have, when your intentions are pure, you don't have to worry about what the naysayers are saying. You're doing good works. So that's how I look at it. Black Women was needed. It was so needed.
Absolutely. So, Dwayne, let me ask you this too, because your festival moves as well. So I know for some people, if they are looking it up for branding or, just historical reasons to see what this festival is about, the fact that it's in different cities, has that ever interfered with marketing or people wanting to go ahead and apply for this festival? And how do you deal with setting yourself apart from other festivals?
So I move it around because I'm a road comic. I am a road dog through and through. I live in a car. Wow. I travel. And I want to encourage more comics like me to get on the road, to, see the country, to perform all over, because, the more I tell everyone, the more comics on the road, the more comics can be on the road. Because if we are working, there's a need to keep booking. So more shows pop up because they're like, oh, I have a city that people want to come through. So I picked, the first year was Columbus, Ohio. The second year was Louisville, Kentucky. The third year is Chicago. So I picked cities that, other than Chicago is supposed to be like a bigger thing, but I picked cities that people don't often get through, and they should get through more often. And I put on showcases that I think where I think comics will have a good interaction performing with each other. They're going to meet other comics that they can work with. My festival, not necessarily the biggest thing on your resume. I'll admit it up front. My festival is a good hang. My festival is a really fun networking time. It's I try to provide the best comic experience that I can. I want you to get exposure and you to meet people and you to sell merch and you to do all those things, but I also want, at the end of the day, you to make some friends and you to like book some shows. I've never left a comedy festival with less than 5 new nights of work.
Yes. Awesome. Yes. Now that's a very interesting perspective too, because back before COVID, a lot of the shows were self-produced shows or produced shows. And now we're kind of running into an era where we don't necessarily have the spaces. So some people have moved into Zoom shows, which I know you mentioned your festival has done it. And I also see the Black Women in Comedy Festival has their Zoom shows. Is that something that you guys think you will have moving forward when we get back into those production spaces? Or would you rather move to producing those individually based, produced shows?
I think hybrid comedy was the way people took to it. It was over needed. Like it was missing for so long and no one knew that it was missing, because people who are comedy fans love to watch stand-up. They love to watch stand-up from all over. And getting a chance to watch a show in a city that you're not on because there's a lineup that you would just kill to see that night, or say you have a friend who's on a show in a city hundreds of miles away. Like, I love their work. I love watching them perform. It's different every time. If there's a Zoom show, and yeah, there's a live audience that night, but you're watching the show, you're watching it live. It's like your own little Comedy Central special that will only exist in this moment, that you get to watch. And like, yeah, you don't get to be a part of it like the audience, but it also erases the barrier for people with disabilities, people who can't handle that much stimulation, like people who have different needs than the rest of us, who are just like, I love comedy, but I can't handle being in a crowded space, or I can't get upstairs. I have physical disabilities, or I'm bedbound, I'm homebound, I have other things going on, but I would love to experience stand-up comedy. Like, I want more than just my four walls. And I think it took us far too long to realize that this was necessary, but also the barrier to producing shows that are broadcast out has been lowered by Zoom and Twitch and hundreds of other platforms that are popping up, and I'm glad for it. I'm in the process of learning and saving to open a venue one day, and I know that hybrid comedy will be a part of my own venue, because I love what we've done with this. It, like, learning Zoom sucks, and I don't know how many times I've heard, can you unmute your mic jokes, or is anyone even in here? Or, but like, people watch the shows and they enjoy themselves, and they're just like, yeah, I'm not a big laugher, but I really liked comedy, and I like to sit and watch comedy, and I didn't have to pay. I think back to my time in New York, and I got an email from one of the clubs today, and I was like, oh, so y'all gonna reopen with the 3-drink minimum and $20 tickets? Okay.
I too believe, if I do go back into the club, I definitely want to have live streaming. I definitely want to have a room for the audience that don't want to come out, that are comfortable at home, so that they get to still enjoy the show. So yeah, I'm open to that, the live streaming and setting it up so that we have audience at home in the club, and yes, I just pray that the clubs don't try to gouge people. Because it's not their fault. It's no one's fault that the economy and whatever. So just be regular. Please be regular.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking, because then you're going to keep us away, and you're going to keep comics in the parks. You know what I mean? Free shows in the park, or however. But yeah, it's a sucky situation as far as clubs happen to close and reopen, but it's not, you're not to gouge the audience, because they will feel it, and they're very vocal now. Audiences are very vocal.
Oh yes, you'll get a dissertation. Yes.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Can you believe it?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to going back inside in June. So right now we're doing everything online, and I'm pretty excited about what's to come. I mean, last year we did a few shows indoors. I was nervous as hell. I was nervous because no one's used to having a mask on indoors at a comedy venue, watching the show. So you got comedians talking, and they're talking to you in your face. I'm like, whoa. I'm laughing with the mask on. Okay, I don't care how I look.
Yeah,
I'm gonna laugh with the mask on because I laugh really loud. So it's just something we have to get used to, or I think if people have those plastic visors on, it might be a little better. I don't know. Like,
yes,
I'm just a little nervous.
Shield.
There you go.
Yes.
Face shield. There you go. I can do that. If people have the face shields on, I would feel a little more comfortable. But as New York City opens up a little more right now, indoor dining is at 35% capacity. I'm hoping by June, if we're at 50%, I'm happy with that as well. The people that come out, and the people that don't, they'll be able to watch online. So we're gonna adjust, being flexible and adjusting to the moment, I think is what everyone should be doing in any capacity. I'm not even concerned about the other states that are fully open, like Texas and Mississippi, and you know, like I'm.
We are a little open here.
That is
we are very
yeah. Well, you just saw, you know, I posted today, the CDC said if you're vaccinated, people that are vaccinated can see each other without the mask, you know, and I'm vaccinated. I got both my shots. So I'm like, all right, Baldy, you got your shot, boo. You got your shot.
You know what? You gonna leave him alone. Stop it. He is very, you know,
he married?
Married. That.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Sorry.
I appreciate it. She shot her shot across 2,000 miles.
I'm just saying, you know, listen, that should make a good night tonight. Like, yo, you got somebody on Zoom trying to holler at you? All right, let me lay this on you. Let me lay this on you now, okay? We got the Zoom chick. All right.
Yes,
let me change my name.
Also is going to be a new dangerous thing now. Zoom is now dangerous because people have an affairs. Lord, yes. I have to ask y'all because I'm a comedian, y'all are comedians, and we just had one of the biggest comedic movies drop.
Yes.
Coming to America too. Yes. I have to give feedback. I have to. Let me start with you, Joe. How did you enjoy it?
I didn't watch it yet. I'm the type of person I gotta watch it. I gotta watch it 3 or 4 weeks later because I gotta let everybody say what the hell they want to say before I watch it. Because I like to watch it in the privacy of not hearing it. But I'm okay with it. Listen, I don't care about spoilers. I'm still gonna watch it.
Okay. I was like, I don't want to spoil anything for you. Dwayne, have you watched it yet?
I haven't even seen the first one.
Okay, now Dwayne.
Oh my!
Where you from, Dwayne?
I am from Cleveland, Ohio. Like,
how black are you? Like, you done lost your black card right here. You done lost your black card.
So when I was a kid, it wasn't. You know, my mom probably wouldn't let me have watched it when it first, like, because I was born like a year after it came out. My mom would not let me watch it as a kid.
You're a youngin. Damn.
Okay. Yeah, and then you know, now and then like I've probably seen clips of it. It's one of those things that you see clips of in the background, or it's on like Comedy Central. And
you would enjoy it. It's a good movie.
Yeah. I think I will probably watch it at some point. I have issues with HBO and Amazon and all the streaming services at the moment that I am trying to like rectify, like just like how much can I support this, but also
okay, gotcha. Okay.
You know, for the culture.
Just wait for bootleg. It's gonna be on bootleg soon. Somebody got a bootleg stream.
I'm surprised. Like, I'm sure there's a YouTube link right now. Like,
it's gonna show. Listen, I work 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. So that's usually when I'm looking for the bootleg online stuff. You know, so
I will probably watch it soon. I have not.
Start with number 1 and then watch number 2. That way you can get all the references and stuff.
I'll make it a whole day. Yeah. I'll watch.
Some people have. Listen, there's a lot of people that made this a real big moment. You know, the show I want them to do a second movie, Hollywood Shuffle. Like, if they bring Hollywood Shuffle number 2.
Oh, wow.
Yes, Hollywood Shuffle was amazing in their critique of Hollywood, but it was just funny. A lot of funny actors and stuff like that. But
just that satire and parody culture, you know, I love it. And that is what angers me about the backlash or people not quote unquote liking it or thinking it was just too cheesy. And I'm like, well, if you realize, like, it's a satirical movie, like Coming to America was, you know, so now this movie is making fun of a movie that was being made of, you know, making fun of something, you know, and they address in the movie that, having a sequel is too, like, it's, you know, it's making fun of itself. And I'm like, everybody.
Right. We had those movies like Airplane, Naked Gun 2.5. Like, those, I lived for those movies because it was tongue-in-cheek. It was like a wink, like, yo, y'all in on this. Y'all in on the joke. Like, so, yeah. I'm for it.
I love it. And I love seeing all the comedians just get their shine and their accolades. And I think that for me, The continuation of the story, it wasn't too extra, it wasn't too extreme, it wasn't outside of the box. Like, I think it was well written, it definitely just being a sequel, and the storyline, it kept the original storyline very well. And
so when did he sneak off? When did he sneak off and get the side mama? Like, when did that happen?
They show you how it happens, and I don't want to ruin it for you.
Okay.
Because it's so fun. And Leslie just, that role, she just did it. She did it so well. And for me, I felt like, I don't think they had a script. I felt like everything was just, because they're, if you know this group of comedians,
right?
I felt like it was just ad-lib. Like, everybody came in and just,
I can see it, right? They don't do movies like that, like for Black people as much. Remember Uptown Saturday Night and stuff like that. Those were our fun weekend movies for the Black culture, and we don't really get those anymore.
Absolutely.
We need the fun. We need to have the fun. Uptown Saturday Night. Cotton Comes to Harlem. They were Black exploitation.
I'm gonna get you, sucker.
Yes. We don't have those other than the Wayans brothers.
Right, and even with that era, it's kind of phased out, and they haven't did a parody in a long time. So it's still like, I miss that genre of movies, and so I think it was just fascinating to see a Black cast and to see, like everybody said, it's the definition of Black don't crack, honey. Because everybody was phenomenal. And then to see his baby girl in the movie with him. I just thought that was amazing. And just for us, by us, like, comedy, like it's so inspiring. And I just want to touch on this before we wrap it up. I love that. Like, one of my favorite people, and y'all know I love Rodney Perry, but I love that, like with Eddie Murphy, Rodney Perry, they're paying homage to this new generation of comedy, and they're pulling for new people. So how do you guys feel about just this new age? You have the virtual comics, the TikTok comedy now and things like that, but then you also have a lot of old head comics who are still traveling and touring. Have you ever had any experience where anybody has reached out to you, or have you got those experience from someone reaching back to you?
Yeah, you're gonna have me crying here if I tell you my stories. But I got 20 plus years in the game, so I would be considered an old head. But when they do reach back, when I do get the phone call or the, hey, you're doing a good job, this festival, especially when the first year of the festival, so many was like, I didn't know about this festival. How did they know about this festival? And it was amazing to get the amount of love from the Black women and the Black men. There was a lot of Black men in comedy that were hitting me up saying, wow, why didn't you, we could have did this. I could have helped you with this. And a lot of Black men came out to support. A lot of Black male comics came to the shows and supported us because it was something that was needed. There was I'm not name dropping, but there was quite a few that was like, let me know what you need for the next festival. And then COVID happened. You know what I mean? So COVID happened, and their availability, isn't the same, so down the line, this is not a fly-by-night festival. This is something that's going to be for the rest of my life and generations to come, which reminds me, I'm going to drop it here, exclusive on KUAW
98.5.
So close. I was just going to let her get it.
For knowledge, understanding, and wisdom.
Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom, right? That's what it stands for. But I am rebranding the festival name. It's going to be Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest. So that's what we're going to be changing it to, Black Women in Comedy Laugh Fest, to differentiate from the California group. It was brought to my attention that that's something that we need to do. But I like Laugh Fest anyway. So you heard it here exclusively on KUAF 90
KUAW. Thank you, Miss Joanna. Let everybody know where they can find you on social media as well.
Okay, Joanna M. Briley on Instagram, BWICF on Instagram and Facebook, Joanna Briley. Thank you so much for having me. KUAW. I see it now. I don't need my glasses.
Thank you.
She got it.
Yes. We just had to get, that's all good. You know, everybody don't do it on the first take. It's all good.
Right.
Dwayne Duke, let me know, what do you have upcoming as well? And just, I know you have a lot of virtual shows and a lot of things coming up, and drop where we can find you on social media.
I am actually, before we started this, I was rebuilding my website. So that's what's happening. DwayneDuke.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Life's a Party, Instagram at Funny Dwayne. The festival is MQC Fest on everything. The festival is hopefully going on in October of 2021. I do have my first road dates of 21. I'm so excited. I will be in Pensacola, Florida in April. So, you know.
You wear that shield down there now.
Oh,
yeah, definitely in Florida.
I unfortunately caught the Rona, so I've got...
Oh, you got the antibodies.
Yeah, I got antibodies for like 80 days, and I was like, well, I guess I need to go ahead and get this work on.
Man, I forgot to mention our show this Saturday on Bramble on Zoom. Well, it's not Zoom, but it's Bramble that is doing Bramble Live, BRAMBLE. Just go to my Instagram, you'll see it. It's up there.
Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much for coming on today. I appreciate y'all, and I'm excited for the festival coming up Juneteenth, and then I'm sliding through to kick it with y'all in Chicago, irregardless.
Come on up, honey.
Because I had so much fun last year, or the year before last, should I say. So, but before we go on the Comedy Power Hour, I have to let y'all know what's upcoming locally, because comedy is still popping live in our comedy clubs here right now. So March 10th, we have Joe Nunick at the Comedy Club of KC, as well as Brad Ellis, March 11th. And March 11th, March 15th, they also have a open mic, and Don D.C. Curry.
Oh, whoa, that's a vet. That's a vet.
So I'm super excited about that as well. And then the following weekend, March 18th through the 20th, we have Sam Tripoli coming back to the building. Hilarious.
Nice.
So the Kansas City Improv this week, the March 10th through the March 11th, they have Caroline Majalovich She Laughs comedy tour. And then this weekend, the 12th to the 11th, we have Mr. Ali Sadiq.
Oh,
super stoked about that. And then we have Miss Jess Hilarious as well, March 19th through the 20th. So make sure y'all check those out locally.
They are busy.
Yes.
Aren't
we
you
are busy and booming.
Aren't you featured and stuff?
Huh?
Aren't you featured there now?
Yes. I just featured there this weekend with Benji Brown. And this upcoming week, I am doing a virtual show with the National Black Women's Coalition as well.
Woo!
As I'll be in Atchison, Kansas, and then Houston next week. So stay tuned, y'all. Stay tuned.
Wow. Busy.
Busy, trying to stay busy. So thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Comedy Power Hour here on KUAW, brought to you by the Music and More Foundation. Shout out to T. Will. He keeps us busy and active. And also behind the scenes, I got to shout out Mr. Walker, because he done put up with a lot of stuff today. He is the man in charge. He is the man of the hour.
I should have known he had a power. Walker. I should have known it was a man like Walker. You look like a good old Mr. Walker. I swear, Mr. Walker. I appreciate you.
Yes. He is the man around these parts. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. We will be back next month, April 12th, with an all brand new episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Take care.
I don't know why I clap. Hey, Joe, what's your email?